Welcome to the UND Intramural Indoor Soccer Online Captain's PowerPoint. Here are the starting and ending dates of the regular season league and the playoff season for this. As the captain, you serve as the liaison between the intramural program and your team. Make sure you are familiar with all sport rules and intramural policies. Make sure that each of your players are eligible to participate and let them know of scheduled game times. Let us know if you're unable to make it and regularly check your email for updates from the intramural staff. Before their first contest, each one of your players must be registered and join your team's roster on iableagues.com, where you will be able to find all schedules, rules, and free agent listings. In order to be eligible, all players must be a UND student or a faculty or staff member with a Wellness Center membership, be on your Iron League's team roster, and have their UND ID on them. Teams may have only 2 sport club members or former college varsity athletes competing in similar or related sports, and or pro or semi-pro athletes that haven't competed at that level in the past 2 years. Players can be added to the roster at any time before playoffs, but they can only play for one team. Ineligible players caught will subject themselves and their team to penalties outlined in the intramural handbook. Each team in every game will be rated on a 1 to 4 point scale for their sportsmanship before, during, and after a contest. If a player is ejected from a contest, that player will be suspended from their next game. A forfeit occurs when a team has no players on site at game time. That team will then be ineligible for playoffs, and if they receive 2 forfeits, the team will be dropped from the league. A default occurs when a team has players present, but the minimum number has not yet been met. Or if the captain notifies the intramural office that they will not be attending a game at least 6 hours in advance. If they receive 2 defaults, the team will be ineligible for playoffs, and if they receive 3 defaults, they will be dropped from the league. To compete in playoffs, teams must have won at least 2 games, a cumulative sportsmanship rating of 3 or higher, no forfeits, and no more than 1 default. Only players that participated in the regular season can participate in playoffs, and playoff scheduling may be different than regular season scheduling. No individual is allowed to be in possession or under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Any player caught will be immediately removed, suspended from their next game, and reported to UND safety. Team names must be appropriate. If deemed inappropriate by intramural staff, they will be immediately changed. The intramural staff is first aid and CPR certified and will provide initial emergency care to any injured parties. Participation is voluntary. Any bleeding players must immediately leave the game area and cannot return until the wound is covered, the bleeding has stopped, and any blood-stained clothing has been removed. Report all injuries to the intramural staff. No boots or open-toed footwear are allowed, and all jewelry must be removed for all intramural contests. Teams may only have between 4 and 6 players on the court at a time. For co-ed, there may only be 1 more male than females, and vice versa. Games are 2 20-minute running time halves with a 2-minute halftime. Teams have 1 1-minute timeout per half. If the game is still tied after the halves, during the regular season, there will be 1 5-minute sudden victory overtime. During the playoffs, if the score is still tied after the overtime period, there will be 3 kick shootouts, which will continue until a victor is declared. If a team is ahead by 10 goals in the last 5 minutes, that team will be declared the winner. The goalkeeper can only use their hands and slide in the goal area. The goalkeeper has 6 seconds to distribute the ball. After handling the ball, they may play the ball with their feet, like a regular player. The goalkeeper cannot punt or drop kick the ball or throw the ball across the midfield line. The goalkeeper cannot use their hands if the ball is intentionally passed to them by their own team. Substitutions happen on the fly. There's no offsides. Instead, any kick that crosses the 3 red hash lines in the air before being touched by another player or the ground results in a direct free kick. The wall does not count as the ground. Scoring can occur from anywhere on the court as long as the ball does not cross over the 3 red hash lines, and the defensive team must be at least 3 yards back for any restart. There's no sliding or playing the ball from the ground. Penalty kicks only occur inside the defensive quarter line area. A player that receives 1 yellow card will sit out of the game for 5 minutes. The team can replace that player with a substitution. A player that receives 2 yellow cards or 1 red card will be ejected and will be suspended from their next scheduled game. They must meet with the coordinator of Rec Sports for reinstatement, and the team will play down 1 player for 5 minutes. A player that receives 3 yellow cards or 2 red cards will be ejected from that game and will be suspended for the remainder of the season. They must meet with the coordinator of Rec Sports afterwards, and their team will also play down 1 player for 5 minutes. Yellow cards and red cards are cumulative throughout the season. Yellow card penalties include illegal substitution, persistent rule infringement, slide tackling, foul language, delay of game, holding, encroachment, handballs, reckless play, simulating injury, illegal equipment, or spitting on the court. Red card penalties include a second yellow card, exhibiting violent conduct, taunting or spitting at a player, or deliberate handling of a ball or fouling a player to deny a goal. This video is only a small overview of the rules. Please read and be familiar with all sport rules and the intramural handbook. Ignorance of the rules is not an excuse, and remember, all official calls are final. Like the Wellness Center Facebook page for all Wellness Center event updates at facebook.com/UNDwellness. For a full list of intramural sports, visit imleagues.com/UND. Thanks for watching. If you have any further questions, please visit und.com/intramurals.